Ladies and gentlemen, I've got some good news, I've got some bad news, and I've got some great news. So let's start with the good news. First of all, I'm here in sunny California, and that's the bad news. It's not really sunny, it's raining. But the great news is I'm driving this, the brand new 2015 Mark 7 Golf R, the most powerful Golf R ever brought to the United States. And we're going to drive it next right here by the Oceanside. And that is coming up right now on the Fast Lane Car. Yes, because of the magic of video, we now have the traditional Golf R lapis blue. Actually, it's day 2, the sun has come out, and there's some twisty roads ahead. You know what that means. I'm behind the wheel of this almost 300 horsepower monster, and the first thing you have to know is that you can change the way that this car performs. There's a comfort mode and there's a race mode, and I'm in race mode. And what race mode does is it does all the things you'd want a race car to do. It sharpens up the steering, makes it heavier, it changes the shift points, it makes the transmission actually hold gears longer, and of course it tightens up the suspension. So when we're carving corners like this, oh yes, it becomes just a hoot. Oh my, oh my. You know, there's a lot to be said about hot hatches, and everything you can say about a hot hatch you can say about this version of the Golf R, because the last generation, I have to be honest, I got snookered by VW. I got flown to Europe. They put me in the European version, which had more horsepower, which had this gearbox, which we never got. We only got the 6-speed, and which had Recaro seats and launch control, and all that made me fall in love with the car. So when it came to America, and I'm talking about the Mark 6, I was somewhat disappointed because the bar had been set really high with the European version. Now this version, the Mark 7, it only has 4 horsepower less than the European version. So in essence, it's almost identical to the European car. And this, I mean, this is what I was looking for. I was looking for a car that had race car-like reflexes, that went around corners like it was glued to rails, to use a cliche, and that made this driving experience such a hoot. Oh my gosh, is this thing really fun to drive. It just is hardwired to my brain. Where I put the wheels, that's where it goes. Alright, I'd love to get a little bit more engine note, but you know, 4-cylinder turbo is never going to have a lot. Under the hood, you'll find a very powerful direct injected and turbocharged 2-liter that puts out 292 horsepower and 280 pound-foot of torque. And best of all, it's made it to a 6-speed dual clutch automatic transmission or manual transmission if you like to roll your own Golf R. Of course, since it's a Golf R, it powers all 4 wheels with a Halodex all-wheel drive system, which means that it's mostly front-wheel drive, but it can appropriate up to 50% of the power to all 4 wheels. All-wheel drive, right? So yes. It's mainly front-wheel drive, and then when it senses slip, viscous coupling, I heard it goes 50-50?
Yes, to the rear.
To the rear. Yep. So what does that mean in terms of MPG? Have you guys released those?
Yeah, so actually with the DSG transmission, we got a 3 MPG improvement over the previous generation, so we're 30 MPG. Is the estimate with the latest Golf R with the DSG transmission.
On the highway.
On the highway. So, I mean, huge improvements in performance, 36 horsepower more.
And I am flogging this bad boy through the streets of California, and I am having a heck of a good time. The brakes are solid, the steering response is immediate, the weight is just right. Is it better than an STI? You know, that's a very difficult question to answer. it certainly is much more refined. I feel like this is a car for a man of my years. You know, let's face it, you gotta love the bad boy, big wing, big fender flare looks of the STI. But at some point when you have kids and you have to have a wife and you have to have your mother-in-law in the car, that just screams immaturity. And this, well, this screams refinement and a certain amount of, well, let's use the word pedigree, because this is what this car has. 7 generations, the vehicle that invented the hot hatch. So hell yeah, if you're gonna have a car that is a hot hatch, go for the Golf R. Oh my God, that is so much fun. Style-wise, this is never gonna be a Subaru STI. You're not gonna see any massive wings or massive fender flares. It's always gonna be elegant and understated. It's a Volkswagen after all. Really, the best way to tell this apart from a run-of-the-mill GTI is by those 4 exhausts poking out the back. And they're pretty loud.
I mean, really, with the 7th generation, previous Golf Rs was always a 10 horsepower increase, 240, 250, 256 with the last car. This has really been a big step, so almost 40 more horsepower with this engine. Finally really competing with horsepower-wise with the core basket, which is like the STI, the compact four-wheel drive 4-cylinder car. So
it is indeed a hot hatch. Now, unlike the STI, you've got a dual clutch. Tell me about how that works.
So the dual clutch, actually for the first time we'll be offering both transmissions in the US. So previously,
6-speed dual clutch?
Yes, so we'll be offering the 6-speed dual clutch, but also 6-speed manual.
Bang shift. And you know what? I love manual transmission. Don't get me wrong. I grew up driving them. I would kill for a manual, but here the DSG is just right. And I'm not even using the paddle shifters. It's just slamming those gears one after another. And I am flogging this car like I stole it. And you know what? That's what this is about. Yeah, you can take it to church. You can put your kids in it. You can even have respectability. But when the gloves comes off, the new Mark 7 Golf R has what it takes. The interior, it's all business. You've got sports seats that hold you in place. You've got controls that are logically laid out. Everything important like the tachometer and of course the speedometer faces the driver. And best of all, you've got that German no-nonsense approach to speed, because this is, after all, the fastest, most powerful Golf R ever brought to the States. That's really what a dual clutch is, right? You've got one gear that's engaged, and there's another one that's just ready to come
ready to go. Yep.
Yeah, so you get these really fast shifts. And I think you guys are saying 0 to 60 in 4.9. 4.9.
So under 5 seconds with the dual clutch. The other thing that the dual clutch transmission, the DSG, adds is the launch control feature. So that really kind of gives you the optimal amount of tire slippage to get the car going as quick as possible. So
now, is that hard to engage? You need to like swing a chicken over your head and pray to the Lord?
No, it's a little procedure.
Hey guys, I've got an eco tip for you. And there it is. Do not activate the gas pedal when stationary. I know it's not good for the engine, but you know, I think you want to hear this, and so do I. Plus it doesn't let me rev it beyond 4,000. The best thing about a hot hatch is that it's a hatch. And what the Golf R excels at is you can take it on the weekend and go carve up your favorite road, and then in the afternoon load your wife and kids in the back, take it to Home Depot for that honeydew DIY project. Now the manual is 5.3. It's a little slower, so actually the automatic is faster than the manual.
Yep. So with this latest generation of DSG, it's really huge.
Hate manuals,
huge
don't you?
improvement.
Just another nail in the coffin.
No, that's why we kept it. We kept the manual, so the real diehard enthusiast still has it. But there's just so many benefits with this DSG. I mean, it's hard to not offer it.
Let's face it, in terms of competition, there isn't a heck of a lot in America. Hot hatches are, well, going the way of the Dodo. There's the STI, there's the Evo, which is going away, and perhaps even the Audi S3, which shares an engine with this car. But in terms of pure competition for a very adult and very refined hot hatch, this is it, folks. On the TFL scale of buy it, lease it, rent it, or forget it, I'm going to say I don't know. I've only driven it for a few hours, and it's not fair to you, and it's certainly not fair to Volkswagen to rate this car. We'll have to wait till we get it to Colorado. But as the most powerful Golf R ever brought to America, that's all I can say. As always, this is Roman reporting for the Fast Lane Car. Check out TFLcar.com for more news, views, and of course, Golf R reviews. Ciao.
So starting price with the DSG transmission will be $36,595.
Okay.
And then the top trim, which will add the navigation, the DCC that we talked about, the 19-inch wheels, Fender premium audio, that'll start at just over $39,000.
So
with DSG.
36 to 40.
Basically, yes.
Somewhere in there.
Yep.
And when is it available?
It'll be available next month in February.
Oh, really? So
yep.
If you want one of these, just run it down to your
Yes,
local.
you gotta get there quick though, because we had a pre-order.
I heard you had 500 and they had like
11 hours. So between midnight and I think 11 a.m., all 500 spots were taken. So there's definitely a lot of pent-up demand for this car, and we're looking forward to getting it out to the market.
In the past, this was sort of kind of a limited edition. Is that going to happen this time?
Actually, with this model,
yeah.
It'll be more of a life cycle model. So we plan to continue to offer it. It won't just be a 1 year
right,
type of car.
You brought, like the last one you brought in like halfway through the life cycle of the
Yes.